Oh, that's a horrible surface finish. Ugh. A little bit better. I've been trying to get a good surface finish, but maybe this old piece of cast aluminum is just not good material for it. So I'm trying to make a medal for our daughter Harriet, who's in grade 4 and had a really popular science fair exhibit, but she didn't win a prize. But her younger brother in grade 2 just played with magnets and he got 3rd place, so Harriet's really jealous, so I thought I'd make a medal for her just to kind of make up for it. And I thought I'd use aluminum because brass is super expensive, and I cut this out of this casting here, which may not be the best material, and I'm just not getting a super good surface finish. Although sanding the back of it, that is much better, and I'll have to sand this after engraving anyway, so maybe that'll do. Now to engrave something on there is of course a natural for CNC, but man, that would take the fun out of it because I haven't figured out how to do that yet. So I thought I don't have to use a CNC, I can just use my pantograph. Let's see how that works. And for starters, I'm just going to engrave in a test piece of aluminum. That's kind of hard to see well, but with light in the right direction, it doesn't look too bad. And if I sand that, actually that's pretty good now. And this should fit on the blank for this metal, and I've printed the pattern out 3 times actual size because the pantograph is set for 3 times reduction. The depth of cut towards the bottom was a bit low, so I'm just retracing that with a deeper cut. So it's a little bit wobbly, and I slipped in a few places like around the U, and I didn't have a consistent depth of cut. I cut the last thing a little bit deeper again, so things are not quite flat. So hoping I won't slip up on this one. This is the part where the CNC would be better. I think I can reduce my depth of cut a little bit from that. I think some of this could have been done deeper, but now that I got it out, I'm committed. Can't do any more about it. And reversing the lathe to sand a little bit in the opposite direction. Okay, now to cut it out, but I'm going to put an extra ring on there for decoration. That'll be here. And then the circumference is going to be somewhere around here. Oh! No wonder this doesn't cut. It's backwards. Oops. That's better. Welcome to the Blithering Idiot Machining Channel. And I just put a nice gash on it right here. Boo-hoo. And I tried cutting that out with a scroll saw, which also turned out to be a terrible idea. And then another terrible idea, but this one actually worked, which is to cut it on the table saw. But lots of chips flying, lots of chips hitting my face too, so I put on safety glasses too. Breaking extra bits off of that material, it seems to be quite brittle. No wonder it machines so poorly. And then making a slot for the rib and just drilling a bunch of holes. I should have got rid of the Jacob's chuck and just used a collet, but I forgot to. But it still worked out okay. And then chamfering that slot just by using the tip of a bigger drill worked surprisingly well. So I cut this out so that it's actually flat around the edges, and the finish on the back is way better, so I'll just try engraving that again. I'm getting better at this. And back on the lathe for a couple of decorative grooves around the edge. So this actually turned out about as good as I was hoping it would. Nice thing about making stuff for kids is they have very low standards of precision.